Hello everybody, Devin here again with another helmet video, second one of today. And this is on the British Mark III turtle helmet as it's known. This helmet isn't actually a Mark III, it's a Mark IV, which is the same shell with a different liner, and I'll go into all the derivatives of this helmet and such later, but first off, we'll get a look at it here, and it's kind of weird. The chin strap is over the back right now, just so you know. This is the front of the helmet. This is the back of the helmet. Chin strap's kind of an elastic. The elastic is completely worn out of it though, because it's that old. This is actually a Mark IV, and I'll tell you that by the liner here in a second. But this is it, and that's where all the suspension's held in by that one lift the dot rivet. So here's the inside. It's kind of this cottony thing. It's got the crown pad. You can see the lift the dot in there. It actually has the name brand lift the dot. Other than that, it's pretty much just foam and plastic and cardboard and snaps. It's all held in together with snaps, basically lift the dots and snaps. And it's a pretty good helmet. It's probably one of the most functional helmets out there. It's kind of like the American M1. You could take the liner out just by pulling up that snap, and you've got the chin strap here. You could use it as a bucket. You could use it as a shovel. You could use it as a hammer. It's pretty much the universal tool, you know, the original multi-tool. So this and the M1 are pretty much the original multi-tools. But this helmet was used by the British and the Commonwealth forces. First appeared on D-Day with British and Canadian troops storming the beaches on D-Day. This is when this helmet made its battlefield debut. And it continued to be used up until 1986 when it was replaced by the Mark VI helmet. Now there's three versions of this helmet, the Mark III, the Mark IV, and the Mark V. This is the Mark IV, which has this liner in it, and the Mark V is this exact same helmet, except it didn't have a rim on it. It had a raw edge because that saved time, and that was made in India. Alright, the Mark IVs were all using it. England and stuff like that, but the Mark V was mostly made in other countries where they kind of simplified manufacturing. They didn't have a rim as a raw edge, but it still had the same liner. And the Mark III, the original Mark III, had the like pattern 2 Brody helmet liner, so like the World War II Brody helmet liner, which was this kind of like tar cloth, rubberized, you know, cloth ring that went around your head basically, and a little drawstring at the top, like most helmets. Kind of had something similar to that at the time. But this is a very comfortable helmet. It's probably one of the most comfortable helmets I own. And this helmet was developed in 1941 by the Medical Research Council of England. And it offered 12% more protection overall than the Brody. It had 15% more protection horizontally, so projectiles and stuff coming in this way, and 11% more vertically than the Brody helmet, so stuff falling on you from the top. And I'll compare it now to, it's not a Brody helmet, it's an M1917A1, which is an American version of the Brody helmet, but the shell is the same. So I'll turn that over here, and here's pretty much what it replaced. Something like this, which is the same shell that was used in World War I and World War II, with just different liners. And to that. So they went from that to that. And you can see where this is tons better. Your head sits lower in it and everything like that. It offers more coverage from the side. It's more ergonomic. You could lay down with it and stuff like that because it's very swooped up in the back, as you can see here. So you could go prone with it very comfortably, whereas this it had tendency to rock forward and stuff like that. But you can see why that one would be better. And the British use this. The British and the Commonwealth used this up until the end of World War II. These two served side by side. Not this because it's American, but these two shells served side by side until the end of the war. And after that, the Canadians and the British and everybody kind of switched to these, but these were all sent to like India and stuff like that. The poorer British, you know, Commonwealth countries in Africa and stuff like that. So, but the Mark III is a awesome steel helmet, and it's very comfortable. It's multi-tool. That came in a bunch of different colors. This is kind of like the early dark OD, and then their colors kind of gradually got brighter as the derivatives went on. So the original, I've seen them with paint on it. I've seen them, with camouflage nets. I've seen them. I haven't seen any covers for them. I've seen people paint camouflage on them. I've seen nets on them, and they were used all through World War II, and the British used them into Korea, and pretty much up until the Falklands. The Falklands is when the British first used the Mark VI in combat, which was in the 80s. So this helmet served 40 plus years with the British. Served equally as long with the Canadians. The Canadians actually used these up until they got M1 helmets in the 70s. So it served even longer with the Canadians. I think they're still used in India to some degree, with training units and stuff like that in basic. So it's an around helmet. It's a very nice helmet. It's a very comfortable helmet, and the liner has held up very well. I'll probably replace the chin strap whenever I can find another one, or I'll just have to make one. It's a very simple chin strap. There's nothing to it. But I'll get this out of the way now. And but these can be found out there for pretty cheap. I mean, they're around. A lot of them don't have liners in them anymore. But you can find, if you're willing to pay a couple bucks extra, you can find one with a liner, and you can find them with all different types of liners and stuff like that. But I recommend the 4 or 5 liner. That's a lot more comfortable than the Mark II liner. And chin strap's okay. I mean, it's very loose. It's just held in with that piece of fabric, and then it's just slider buckle there. So there's really nothing that's holding it on your head all that securely, which I kind of don't like, but I could see where it would be nice in like a blast, because then your helmet's not going to be yanking on your head as severe as if it was tight against your head. It has some freedom to move in a trauma impact thing, which is, we're now realizing, is pretty good. Giving your head space to move is greater than having it just rigid stuck to the shell, which can injure your neck and your spine and cause some hemorrhages and all that other good stuff. But this is the general overview of the Mark III, Mark IV, and Mark V helmets. So I explained to you the differences and everything like that. If you know anything more about these, if you actually used one of these, I would love to hear from you about stuff like that. I'd love to hear if you know any more information, or if there's any other countries that used them. I mean, if you could guys give me a list of all the countries that had these in stock and everything like that, that'd be awesome. I would love to have that provenance with one of these so I can get more information out there. But until then, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd very much like to see interest in these items. I'm just trying to get some information out there for people that don't know what they are. And there's a lot of people out there really like helmets. It's one of those things that you don't know you want one until you see one. But I really like collecting helmets. I have a ton of helmets. If you want to see anything specific, I've got tons of other helmets to see. And just drop a comment and ask if I have it, and I'll do a video on it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.